If you follow beauty creators on TikTok, you might have noticed a new trend lately. We're all used to watching influencers doing their big PR hauls, unboxing hundreds of packages filled with more makeup than most could ever dream of owning. But what we're not used to seeing is influencers showing off the designer goods brands are sending to them. Lately, more and more brands are treating the biggest influencers to luxury goods, and many people think that these so-called acts of gratitude will only lead to bigger issues with future reviews. It's a mess, so let's get into it. There was once a time in the beauty community where even receiving PR from a brand was seen as a possible issue. A lot of viewers felt like if a creator received PR and then went on to give the product a positive review, they could just be doing that to maintain their spot on the PR list. Influencers wanted to maintain their spot on these brands' PR lists because getting PR meant early access to new releases, which meant the ability to review products before they drop, which ultimately equated to more views. Influencers had to weigh the benefits of being honest with their audience and maybe sometimes jeopardizing their future on certain PR lists versus maintaining their spot while maybe losing the trust of their audience. Of course, there were some influencers who didn't care if they were on a PR list and were brutally honest in all their reviews, but those types of creators were more rare to come by. Ever since TikTok blew up and now has their own beauty community with a new generation of influencers, it feels like the way people view PR has changed drastically. PR seems to be sent out much more freely now. You could be a micro-influencer with under 10,000 followers and still be on some big name PR list because brands now understand the power that smaller influencers have. A trend I've noticed lately is creators being like, I've only been away from home for like 5 days and I have 50 boxes of PR.
This is what we accumulated when I went home for Christmas and my surgery. You already know the drill. Speed PR haul, let's go.
I was only gone for 3 days. This is insane.
And you don't really see too many people in the comment sections having problems with this. You don't see as many people anymore being like, you received that for free, that's probably why you gave it a positive review. I honestly assume that every product these big influencers are reviewing were most likely sent to them for free. There now seems to be a new incentive to influencers on TikTok to give out these positive reviews, and that is luxury handbags and other designer items. More than ever before, my TikTok has been filled with different beauty creators receiving luxury gifts from brands as a way to say thank you for giving them a good review and making their product go viral on TikTok. The first time I saw this happening was, of course, with Macleod. She had reviewed a newer Canadian brand called Bosma Beauty. She made them go viral.
Look at this blush. Tell me why I am freaking obsessed with this packaging. These look freaking sick. These are the new Bosma Beauty Cream blushes. The packaging is so freaking innovative. You have to try this baby pink. I don't think I've seen a baby pink like this light. I'm gonna pick some up on a brush. The shade is called Bubblegum Pink and it is so pretty. It seems to be more of like a balmy, hydrating formula. Honestly, with my sweater, pretty cute.
And as a way to say thank you, they sent her $4,000 Cartier earrings.
Dear Macleod, I can't thank you enough for your continued support. I am forever grateful. It's from Bosma Beauty, who I love, their new blushes and their foundation stick. What is in this? Oh boy, oh boy, oh Lord, oh Lord. Oh my God. Holy crap. These are stunning. These are freaking gorgeous. This is so generous. I'm in shock. Thank you.
Influencers receiving luxury goods from brands that they're reviewing has been happening for years. It just wasn't put on such a public display before. Laura Lee recently talked about this happening on her podcast, and she said that she received a Prada bag from a brand for Christmas. She was so excited, she snapped it and showed it off to her followers. And looking back now, she realizes how that probably came across to her audience.
Brands do this thing where they'll buy a specific influencer, normally of grander scale of numbers, macro influencer, designer items to send with the PR. And basically what that does is it ensures that the product's going to get reviewed. It's going to get pressed from that influencer. It's going to get a good review at that. And overall, like, let's say a brand sent you a Prada bag. A brand has literally for Christmas mailed me a Prada handbag, okay? And the first thing I did is I snapped it and was like, oh my God, you know, I did the whole thing. Now, hindsight being 2020, I look back at that and I go, wow, that must have been really annoying for my audience to sit there
and see
that. Like, that must have been really unfun for me to sit here. So it's just in general brands sending designer things to specific influencers and then them opening them up on camera. It's just such a huge disconnect, you know, with the audience and seeing it. So
when you're getting sent things that are worth thousands of dollars, you feel this almost sense of like obligation, but then you think about it too and you're like, are they buying my affection?
And some people do see this as a brand just being grateful for your support and thanking you for the sales you brought in for them, but others see it as a way for a brand to ensure you never speak negatively about them. If a brand spent $10,000 on you buying you this nice bag, you might feel a little bit weird turning around the next month and trashing a product if you genuinely don't like it. It can become a bit of a tricky situation, and that's the issue some people are having. A lot of comments under Michaela's video showing off her earrings from Bosma were like, well, never expect to see her review anything from them negatively. It can definitely get messy, but the backlash didn't stop Michaela from showing off the next gift she received from a brand. Michaela was gifted a Birkin bag from a Korean beauty brand called Tirtir, and she posted multiple videos showing herself receiving this bag.
Was I just gifted a Birkin? Okay, hold on. Let me rewind. Not long ago, I made a video about the Tirtir cushion foundation, and the video went completely viral. So when they heard I was coming to Korea, they offered to take me to their showroom, and I did not expect any of this. When I showed up, my jaw fell on the floor. Tirtir was so grateful for my viral video that they went all out to give me this incredible experience at their showroom. They put so much detail into this, I couldn't believe it. Look at these beautiful flowers. But then they told me they had a special gift for me, and I had no idea what to expect, and I definitely didn't expect this. First, they basically gave me a lifetime supply of the cushion foundation. When I reviewed this, their sales skyrocketed. Let's just say at this point, my hat was beaten out of my chest. You know, honestly, I figured it was like a scarf or maybe an Hermes perfume. But when I opened it up and realized it was a Birkin, like, what is happening? This is the craziest thing any brand has ever done for me. I've never seen a brand go all out like this, and this is like unforgettable. I will never forget this day for the rest of my life. I just can't believe that I now own a Birkin. Like, what is happening?
She also made a second video unboxing it and showing it off to her audience.
I honestly don't think that I have fully been able to process this. For some reason, I just can't mentally process that this happened. I just can't. I'm like trying to. I think I just need to literally sit down and unbox this with you guys and just let it sit with me for a minute. I think it's just like, I never in my life thought I would own a Birkin, and now I was gifted one. Like, what? Comes in the beautiful dust bag. Oh my god, okay. Oh, I can't. Like, I might throw up, to be honest. Wow. Thank you again, Tirtir, for this. Like, I don't think you understand. Do you understand the gravity of this? Like, because I'm just hoping you do, like, how much this means to me. Okay. I love you.
Birkins do vary in price, so it's hard to say how much this exact one cost, but people in the comments were placing it around $20,000 plus.
Bought me this terrific gift just completely out of the blue.
Is that so?
Totally unexpected. It's called a Birkin bag.
A Birkin bag. Oh my God. A Birkin bag.
You've heard of it?
Of course. That's a very nice purse.
Now tell me, going forward, do you think Michaela will be able to do her job and review products by Tirtir 100% honest, knowing they gifted her this luxury bag? I don't think so. There was one comment that said, "This is such a brilliant move by Tirtir. Not only did you do one free video that drove sales, you've now done 3. And Michaela responded and said, "Oh yes, I love to show the love back." Of course she does. Michaela's original video reviewing Tirtir back in April has over 7 million views, and she gave it a glowing review.
This is makeup from Korea. This is one of Korea's top selling cushion foundations. I'm just gonna send it. I'm gonna figure it out along the way, okay? It's very satisfying. That looks like glass. I need to go to Korea because I need to talk to whoever the created this. This is one of the most, if not the most, beautiful thing I have ever put on my face. I can't believe this. This just became like my #1 foundation of all time.
But what she didn't talk about in that video was their horrible shade range. Now, they are a Korean beauty line, and a lot of Korean foundations only come in a limited shade range. But that's a problem in 2024, especially when you're trying to market towards an American audience. One creator who actually called Tirtir out on their shade range was Darcy, and she told them to give her a call and work on their shade range so she could be included.
This is the darkest shade of a Korean foundation. It's the Tirtir Cushion Foundation, and it comes in 9 shades. It used to only come in 3 shades. Then it got really popular, and so they made 6 more. So I'm making it popular again so they can make more shades. Keep going. I wish this came in my shade. This is shade 29, and I'm usually around a shade 31 in Korean foundations, so we're so close. I know that Korean foundations can make my shade. It's not impossible. If Tirtir wants to expand more and make a shade for me and even darker, I will support you. Call me.
At that point, they had came out with 6 additional shades, but after her video got 19 million views, they actually listened. They gave her a call, and they did end up coming out with 11 additional shades.
They called me. Holy moly! Tirtir just came out with 11 new shades of their foundation, bringing it up to 20 shades. Tirtir has the biggest shade range out of any Korean brand. Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. That's literally my skin tone. Of course they gotta make more. 10 more shades are coming out next month.
They also invited her to Korea and gifted her her dream Chanel bag.
Tirtir bought me a Chanel bag. Tirtir bought me a Chanel bag. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't. This is not real. There is no way. There is no way they gave me a Chanel bag. Look at this. What the heck? When I made that first Tirtir video, I got so many comments from people saying, well, why would a Korean brand make a shade for you? Why would a Korean brand do anything for you? They're Korean and they only do stuff for Korean people and they don't care about you. So just stick to your Black-owned brands because they don't care about you. I went to Korea. They took me to their office. They took me and my friend on an entire spa day. And they gave me a Chanel bag.
And the response is definitely more positive compared to Michaela. A lot of comments are pointing out the fact that she actually called Tirtir out on their shade range and encouraged change in their brand. But now these brands gifting bags is causing issues and drama because people are now comparing the prices between Michaela's gift and Darcy's gift and wondering why Michaela got the more expensive bag.
People are exposing the out of Tirtir because they gave Miss Darcy a Chanel bag for $7,000 and Michaela a 30-gram Birkin. Darcy got 15.2 million, and she's the only reason I know about this brand and the only reason they extended their shade range. Michaela only got 7.5 million on the same video. People are calling this out and they're saying that Michaela gets a 30-gram purse and Darcy gets a 7K purse. Seems shady as hell to me.
But people in the comments quickly pointed out how much Darcy loves Chanel and has said how badly she wants a pink Chanel bag. So I don't really think there's drama there. But you can see how brands gifting these luxury items can quickly become messy on many different levels. Now, after Michaela posted her video unboxing her brand new Birkin, Glamzilla actually made her own post speaking out against brands sending influencers these designer gifts.
And then I see a box with a designer purse in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got a designer purse. I can't wait. So right when I got that designer purse, I ran upstairs and I wanted to film a video for that product.
Yep.
And of course, it was a positive review. Until I caught myself, I said, I'm not being the change that I want to see. I just got bought by a bag. That's not what I should be doing. So I kept the bag.
You're like, it was already in my possession. What was I going to do?
I kept the bag. I said, this is not what I want to be. And in a world where everybody is questioned for their integrity, I want to know at the end of the night when I go to bed, when I review something, it's because I think it's hot fire.
Yeah.
And when I give it my stamp of approval, that's it. A bag wasn't the reason. That week, I took myself off all of the PR lists.
And all the comments were like, this is a bit of a shady post to make right after Michaela's video. But Glamzilla swears she wasn't trying to be shady. Someone tagged Michaela and said, Michaela's Hermes. And Glamzilla responded and said, I think a brand sending a bag to woo you into a positive review is very different than a bag gifted to celebrate and thank someone as a creator. I think those are two very different things. But someone else responded, and I totally agree with what they said, and they wrote, you'd think so. However, it can also be looked at as a nudge to continue good reviews. It's all disingenuous no matter how it's looked at. And that's another thing Manny and Laura talked about in their podcast. They said even though influencers may not intend to be biased with future reviews, sometimes it's unavoidable because you always have in your mind that this brand spent thousands of dollars on you and you don't want to upset them.
You know, it also creates a level of dishonesty.
In a way, and the thing is, like, the gag is, no influencer is going to think, now I have to do great reviews. I don't think that they genuinely would think that. I think that it seeps into your subconscious that the brand did something so grand and so sweet and so nice for you.
That you know better.
That you feel like you almost can't say something negative because they did such a huge gesture. When that's so, like, the opposite of what you should be doing as an influencer and a creator.
Right.
And
See,
you should be having your audience's back.
For somebody who isn't used to these things, like, you're going to get a reaction out of me. And I gave the reaction. I really did. And so I guess really isn't the pet peeve isn't so much the influencer, because I think anybody in the right mind would post. I really do.
Because you are grateful. Like,
and you want to be like, oh my God, thank you to the brand, and like do them the favor back after they sent you this luxurious gift, and give them the press on it. Like, you want to do that for them and be a good person, but then at the same time it's kind of annoying. So I guess I should really say it's kind of the brand's fault. I kind of think it's the brand's fault. They show favoritism, they show we're willing to give things to get those good reviews. So really, I think instead of attacking the influencer for doing it, maybe we should not attack the brand, but say how we feel to the brands that do it.
Right.
So now I'm passing the question off to you. Do you think these brands sending influencers luxury handbags and gifts is problematic? Does it make you trust their reviews of those brands going forward less? Do you think if a creator truly helps a brand and they just do it as a way to show gratitude, then it's okay? Or do you think it shouldn't be happening under any circumstances? Let me know, and I'll see you next time.